Hello YouTube, Legothron1 here. Now this review I've been wanting to do after Comic-Con, but never totally got to it. I even wanted to do the unboxing part, but yeah, didn't have time. So for those of you that know the famous TV show Star Trek, then you may know what this ship is. The USS Enterprise, registry number NCC-1701D. From Star Trek Next Generation. There's been a few times I've been after this thing for a while. But places like Comic-Con, you're able to find it. The detail is one thing I like about this model. But first off, since I set up the box, this is the box. USS Enterprise 1C NCC-1701D, electronic starship. The Diamond Select Toys logo, Star Trek logo, obviously from the Starship Legends line. Captain of the Enterprise, Jean-Luc Picard, and a good amount of information. Also shows the measurements of the actual ship from the show. Information on the back. So let's go on with the actual review. I'm just trying to do this with only one hand. I could just use the good old box here. Let's get this thing to stand up properly. This may be a long review. I'm just gonna fool around and come out of time with the box here. I didn't think ahead. In a moment. I think I found this. My trusty tripod here. Right, there we are. Yeah, so here's the Enterprise. I'll like get out the stand here. It's really front heavy. Trying to get around the camera. Yeah. So it has lights down and everything. And one of the things that it does come with is this. With this button down here. That is the display mode. So everything lights up. Bridge, all three impulse engines, the warp nacelles, and the main deflector dish. And some of the details that it has on here is the phaser array, all of them on the warp nacelles, ventral, dorsal, and also the escape pods, transporter emitter arrays, it also has windows on it. Right here that I'm showing you right now is 10 forward. Right there. Yeah. There's a few different sound effects that comes with it.
Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Energize.
And down here, where the speaker is where you see the captain's yacht, which was never used in the show.
Scan for life forms. Shields up, red alert. Make it so. T. Earl Grey hot. Dispersal pattern, Sierra, and fire. Transferring command to the battle bridge. Continual fire all phases. Damage report. Warp 9, engage. Let's make sure history never forgets. The name, Enterprise. Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Now I so went into repeat there. Yeah. And some of those bell sound effects that you were hearing, that's from an episode of the Next Generation called Yesterday's Enterprise, where this Enterprise meets up with her predecessor, the Enterprise C. Now, on the bottom here, you have this phaser array right here, 2 holes for the stand, which I'll get to that in a moment, another phaser array, warp core ejection hatch, and what I've learned that this design was supposed to be for the original series, which they didn't have enough money compared to when they did the Next Generation. But there's one thing that was demonstrated in Star Trek Generations.
Prepare for emergency saucer step.
Emergency saucer separation. Now right here you have the bow bridge, another phaser array, registry number, escape pods, and as one person put it, that the saucer section is actually a giant flying saucer. Yeah, and as you can tell there, this has a really powerful magnet, which sometimes the sound effects do not work.
Prepare for emergency saucer step.
I had a bad view of the saucer section without the side drive section getting in the way. Now here's the detail for the docking clamps, which you can see on here. Now all this detail that you're seeing is what is known as the ASIC pattern, which is the hull plating, warp nacelles, a good amount of detail. The main shuttle bay, yeah, I've used it a few times. Cause and effect, and a few other episodes I haven't seen yet. Oh yeah, I think all good things, not all good things. Best of Both Worlds, which that episode, Best of Both Worlds, shows one of the things that the Galaxy class starships can do. They can have a 2-way attack from both the star drive section and the saucer. Now that right there is the main bridge, the observation lounge, registry number, both ends. Now right here is the main, or one of the airlocks to more shell bays, aft torpedo launcher, which this thing does not have any sound effects because it all comes from the saucer. And as I said earlier about this being an idea that was brought in Generations, or something that was used in Generations, when demonstrates properly, that if the warp core is practically a big nuclear bomb. If it's damaged enough, either the antimatter containment units are damaged, or something like that, and there's a warp core breach imminent, they evacuate the personnel from here from the startup section into the saucer section. And if I can, now there's 3 times I wasn't able to do this. I think it's better for me to turn the lights on just so you see the underside. But I'm just trying to do it in the way of in Generations.
Prepare for emergency saucer setup.
Actually, it's about the power of the magnets. And there's 2 really powerful magnets at both ends. And so the idea was to separate the saucer as a boost array, while the warp core destroys the back end. And if there's a planet nearby, the saucer can just go down and crash. Just look up Star Trek Generations crash. One of my favorite sequences in Star Trek. And one thing that I was going to mention is that,
prepare for emergency.
and that's the sound effect for when it's going back together. One thing that I did not mention is that with the Galaxy class starships like the Enterprise D, that carries families around, which definitely got a number of good episodes. Which they all are back here and been in the saucer. Now let me get on to the stands. So as I said, there's 2 holes here, and there's also one here for the stands, which the main one will be this stand. Well, if I can stop this thing from falling over. There's one thing about the Enterprise D: it's front heavy compared to the other Enterprises. But what this is able to do, if you have to fix that at some point, is that it actually comes with 2 stands. One fits inside the other. How neat is that? So you can have it displayed, separated.
Prepare for emergency saucer setup.
Like the main stand will go for the saucer, and the smallest stand goes into here, since it's a lot lighter now. So I can have them displayed separated. So if I can just get this thing. Yeah. There's definitely a number of things I like about the Enterprise D. Well, this one in particular. There's actually a few other starships at Comic-Con I was thinking of getting.